Keep your eyes on the road ahead. Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you an insight and some thoughts on thinking about your past and the mistakes you made and what can you do about it. So many times we have made mistakes in our past and we always question ourselves and we think about it. What am I doing with the mistakes that I made in my past, and how am I changing my mindset? This is a spiritual talk, so this is something that I'm going to be referring to the Bible, and I'm going to be sharing with you some lessons and some things that I have been learning in my walk. A few scriptures that I have written down here, and I want to share them with you. Philippians 3:13 and 14. Brothers and sisters, do not consider myself yet to have taken a hold of it, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Jesus Christ. This verse emphasizes the importance of letting go of the past and think about the future. Isaiah 43:18 and 19 says, forgive the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. This passage encourages us to look forward to new things God is doing rather being stuck in the past. I have been stuck in the past for years, and realizing that it doesn't matter what happened in the past and the mistakes that I made. It's what happens in the future. The hope of something new, the hope of the future. Matthew 6:34, therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough troubles of its own. This reminds us to stay in the present. We don't need to worry about what happened last week, last month, last year. All we have to do is focus on ahead. 2 Corinthians 5:17, therefore if anyone is in Christ is a new creation. The old one is gone and the new is here. This verse highlights the transformation power of new beginnings. I often say on my channel, I'm starting this new and I'm starting that new and everything is new. I love doing that because it's a way for me to reset my brain. And it's a way for me to say, you know what, Tessie, that may not have worked, but you gave it a good try. Now you focus on something else and see if that works. Yes, I've tried many things to see if they would stick in my life, and some things did, some things didn't. And I said goodbye and started something new. Proverbs 4:25 to 27. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze before you. Give careful thought of the paths of your feet, steadfast in all your ways. Do not turn to the right or to the left. Keep your foot from evil. You know, this is me because I'm so busy trying to say, oh, I should do this, I should do that. One of the things I like to say is, do not conform to the pattern of this world in Romans 12:2. And this is something that I have really thought about. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve that God's will is good. He's pleasing and it's perfect. So many times I say to myself, oh, I am so degraded. I am so depressed. This didn't turn out. That didn't turn out. But we are to be separate from the world. We shouldn't strive for the world things. We shouldn't be striving for what the world seems right, what the world seems prosperous, and what the world seems success. We should strive on what God is saying and renew our minds each and every day. Some days you don't feel like getting up and doing the work that you have to do, but renewing ourselves each day is a new start. It's a new journey. It's a new way to share your life. Jeremiah 29:11, which a lot of people quote, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. But see, what is prosper? What does that mean? So prosper could mean food on your table, a roof on your head, over your head, rain, the sun, loved ones. prospering doesn't necessarily mean ka-ching, ka-ching, the cash register and the money and all of the things that money provides. The Lord said he didn't say he would make us rich in the things of this world, but prosper in the things that really matter. Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good for those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. This assures us that in our struggles, that God is there and that he is with us. We don't need to regret our past. We don't need to regret. We can learn from them and we can learn from the mistakes, but we don't need to live and wallow in all of the things that we've done. On my YouTube channel, I've made hundreds of mistakes. I was going to say thousands, but I made hundreds of mistakes, and things, but I learned through all of it, and it's a learning and growing process. And instead of living back and regretting it and wishing I wouldn't have done this, or I would have done that, or I should have done this, I could have done that, it's to remember, you know what, Tessie, through it all, you learned a lot through it, and it made you who you are today. So my friends, don't regret your past. Learn from them. Go forward from them. Keep your eye on the road ahead. Don't look back. Don't waste your time thinking about what could have been done differently. Keep your eyes ahead and do it differently now. And that is what I'm trying to do every single day of my life. When I make mistakes, don't beat myself over those mistakes. Just say, you know what, Tessie? You can do better next time. Depending on who you ask, this is the beginning of the week or the end of the week. And I wanted to show you what we worked on this week behind the scenes. For every 10-minute video that you see of my life, there's pretty much 12 hours that you are missing out on. And that is the parts that never get in video. And I wanted to show you today just a typical afternoon of working on the homestead. Here I am tilling, but I'm using a it's not a deep tiller, so it is a tiller that it's just getting the surface weeds off, and I have it set that way on purpose. So I am just tilling very small areas because I have a lot of things growing in my garden. My husband is also doing a lot of work, and let me show you what he's doing here. So we are mulching. He is doing it all by hand this year, and you will be seeing a lot of videos on that. And of course, it's the everyday life. Cooking, cleaning, washing, reading, and sharing my life with all of you. As the garden grows, so does my heart. My heart is growing by leaps and bounds because I have people like you who support me and who love me and who are helping me out in many ways. I want to say a special thank you to all of you who are watching a little bit longer of my videos. In a matter of 24 hours, my view count and my time really has gone up. Thank you, everyone. That means a lot to me. One of the biggest things that we have learned is that if we really want to save money, doing everything we can ourselves, it's the biggest amount of money saving. So mulching ourselves, cleaning up ourselves, everything that we can do with our own two hands makes a huge difference. So I decided to just do a little work here in my potting shed. Well, my husband is still mulching. Now this does take a long time, so you will see days of this. It's a very warm, humid day, but we were very thankful that Well everyone, thank you for watching today's video. I was going through my garage and I found some of this window cleaner. Now I do make my own, but this was when my husband used to be a window cleaner. He used this product. You know what? It was free. It's like, look how old it looks. So I really wanted to give a thank you to all of you who had on my one video. I asked about if you watch me on a TV and how does that work. It was so nice to hear from everyone and hear everyone's response, because I had no idea, and that you guys see ads on my TV, and that some of you said you can even comment on the TV. So that was really neat to know. And I also want to thank you so much. So my views on my videos, as far as the view time, is a lot better. So thank you guys. I know a lot of you took to heart what I said, and you're really helping me out in more ways than you could ever realize. So thank you so much. Better keep my eye on what I'm doing here. I'm not very good at talking and doing things at the same time. I tell you what, this funnel has been so useful for non-food items. It's one of my favorite things that I bought at the thrift store. But this is great. So now I have all of this. I can see now why the old timers say, well, I shouldn't say old timers, but back in the Great Depression, why people didn't throw things away. They kept things because they had them then when they needed them. I grew up in a home, my mom didn't keep much of anything. So this is really nice to realize that when we save things, we have them.
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin.